Nothing in pop culture safe. Wizard casting truth bombs. Mom bringing the fire. When the heart takes head, you're in the culture crossfire. Wizard spells, monsters roar, breaking down the culture war. When the fandom flames rise higher, you're caught up in the crossfire. Crossfire climb, caught up in the fandom flame. Crossfire climb, nothing in pop culture safe. Wizard casting truth bombs, mom bringing the fire. When the heart takes hit, you're in the culture crossfire. You're caught up in the crossfire.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
And Hispanic people too. Welcome to you got a menace behind you.
Well, the what?
You have a menace behind you.
Oh, where? I don't see nothing.
It's all right, and don't worry about it. But welcome everyone to another episode of The Culture Crossfire. I'm Marvin Movie Monster Montanero from the M4 Empire. He is, of course, the real life fake wizard.
How we doing, Marv? We had a movie release this past weekend. It's Monday. Everybody's talking about it. Yeah, you know, a little thing, just a little teeny tiny thing, right?
Yeah, just a small little independent film, right?
Yeah, little independent film. That's right. Yeah.
Just a little Sony film, not like it's a Disney film or anything like that. We have to pay attention to it. So Spider-Man Brand New Day has become a phenomenon. And apparently, Wizard, today has crossed $1 billion at the box office.
I can't believe that happened. I definitely didn't think that was going to happen. I definitely didn't hope that was going to happen. No, impossible.
It actually came in a little underneath my hopes because I really wanted to get more than the 1.2 in one weekend so that it could completely unseat Doomsday. But now, here, food for thought here. If it had IMAX for its opening weekend, do you think that it would have actually beaten Endgame? Yes, because people would have. The fact that it's selling out everywhere, like you have showings selling out, and those are all PLFs. They would have been sold out in IMAX, which would have generated more money. Compound that, yes, yeah, it would have done 1.2. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, we'll see what it does this coming week because, I mean, look, I saw somebody predicted on X. They were like, it's going to hit $2 billion next weekend. And I was like, there's no way that's going to happen, right? And then I thought to myself, you know what? I also thought there was no way that it would hit $1 billion in 4 days. So
I hope it is. Well, see, that's the problem is like, I have a lot of problems with this film. There's also a lot of things about this film that I really enjoy. Like, it's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's good. And unfortunately, the bad is what Hollywood is going to learn from, which I don't like. And so part of me wants to say, like, I hope this absolutely obliterates Doomsday. Like, I don't want Doomsday. I want to underperform this. And I still kind of want that, but it's not for the same reasons. It's for Doomsday. Like, I don't care if you win. I just care that Kylo Ren loses.
Right. For Doomsday to overperform this, it would have to have the biggest opening weekend of all time, which I don't think it has that in it.
Especially if it's competing with Dune 3. That's not going to happen.
Right. And again, well, Spider-Man had no IMAX, but Doomsday will also have no IMAX. So,
but it's got Infinity Vision, Marv.
Oh well, Infinity Vision. You
Got,
you, you got
got
to
the
get the
Infinity
Infinity
Vision.
Vision. Got to
That's right.
spring for the Infinity Vision. Um, Look, I really liked this movie when I first saw it, and I still really like it. When I watched you guys on FNT do your breakdown, like Mahler started in, and I was like, "Oh, here's Wet Blanket Mahler. Here we go." And then he started explaining things, and I was like, "Oh, he's right." Like Mahler ruined this movie for me. I still like it quite a bit. I stand by my 8 out of 10.
I still
But
stand by my 7 out of 10. It doesn't change. Look, Mahler can have. I like Gary said something on the stream that I was very happy with. He's like, yeah, well, Mahler can have his opinions, but I still like the movie. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's good.
yeah. Well,
It's
according to my comments section, no, that's not how that works, Wizard. You have to agree with every single person who comments, otherwise you're retarded.
Yeah, look, I can only read. There are some videos where I read the comments for a little while, and then I'm like, it is not healthy for me to continue reading this. I need to step away.
No, Pro
Because
recommended to me a while back. He's like, don't read the comments. And
no,
I was like,
I need to though, because you need
Mhm.
to know what people are saying. It's like sometimes you can learn from them, and so that's a really good
yeah,
idea.
but then some of your videos get hijacked by woke weirdos who are like Disney defenders, and they'll attack nonstop.
Fair enough. That does happen. But all of our videos, I think, will get attacked by weirdos on all different ends. But what's sometimes there is points made where I'm like, that's a nugget that I'm going to use in another video. Thank you for that. I mean, you're dropping hate on me, but you just taught me something that I'm going to use on a new video, and it's
Right.
I look at it through that lens.
Well, like my favorite are the ones that just don't like they purposely don't understand what the point that you're trying to make. So I did a video on the fact that Spider-Man's success is an embarrassment for Disney, and Disney should be embarrassed by it. And the amount of people like Disney makes money off of it, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, what the hell, man? Like
Yeah, not much.
The point that I'm making, and we'll get into it because we're going to talk a bit about whether or not Disney should be embarrassed by Spider-Man. I maintain it they need to be embarrassed by it because it exposed the crap out of the entire system here.
Yes.
But before we do, Wizard, we have got to get to some super chats because we do have a few. So let's get to the chat. Mark Fields for the 199 says positive vibes to this awesome panel. Positive vibes to you as well, Mark Fields. Then Juliet for £2 says evening culture crossfire in chat. Good evening to you, Juliet. Thank you for being here, being a mod. Over on your channel, Wizard.
Mark Fields says for 199 positive vibes to the wrenches. Thank you, Mark Fields.
Love those wrenches. And then XJ Cherokee Bear for $2 says, has anyone seen Shark Week? Is it currently Shark Week?
I live every week like it's Shark Week.
I dated a girl one time who called her special time of the month Shark Week. And since then, I have never really been able to like enjoy Shark Week the way that I used to.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a twist. Really.
You were not expecting that story to go there, were you?
No. I gotta say, I'm a little taken aback.
I expected to talk about some menstruation tonight, but not a lot.
Yeah, no. Hey, look.
Over on your channel, Wizard.
Robin 10 gifted 5 Fake Wizards live memberships. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Turning the chat a little more green out there. We were happy to see that.
Well, I have to say to my audience right now, are you gonna just take that line down? 5 memberships on Wizard? Don't we have to rise to meet the occasion and get another 5? I just really want that like contest that we had that one week where we cleared like $1,000 in gifted memberships.
Well, yeah, that was a fun time. That we were in like the hype house, and here we are, like it's early in the morning, and we're having a great time with you guys and yelling, and then we find out later everybody's like, harumph, you were making too much noise down there. We're like,
so much noise. I'm like, we were making money. Shut up.
I'm like, the chat was having a great time. The chat started the super chat war. It wasn't us. Like we didn't egg that on. It just happened naturally.
Curmudgeon Casino being like, we could hear you guys all the way up here. I'm just like, no, I don't care.
Yeah. How rude.
Dane Ren Gray for $2 says happy Monday, guys. Monday to you as well, Dane Ren Gray. Good to see you.
Shout out. Hey, real quick before we get started, over on my side, Too Cool Curry says just pre-ordered Beast of Reincarnation. Can't play Dragon Sword. Comes out in an hour. Yeah, I might be streaming that very late tonight. So I'm kind of excited. I just need to make sure that my computer can handle it. I've already preloaded it. I'm going to try and stream it a little later on. I'm hyped, but this is the Game Freak game, Marv, that like this is the from the company that made Pokemon. They're now doing an action like Souls-like game. So that drops it. Actually, it just dropped right now. Dropped 15 minutes ago. So we might be streaming that late tonight.
Well, also, Robin 10 gifted 5 M4 Empire memberships.
And it begins.
Well, Robin 10 is in conflict with himself at this point. He's just
yes. Well, no. So Robin 10 is balanced,
perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Perfectly balanced. Yes.
Like Pro tried to say something about like somebody being one of the best villains in MC. I think he said like Jean Grey was one of the best villains, and I was like, he's like, what? Who's better? I was like, Thanos.
Like, all right, look. I haven't streamed with Pro since this movie released, since he's seen it, since I've seen it. Somebody tagged me on a Twitter post that had him on it somewhere and was like, Wizard, we need you to go back on the Pro stream because you need to put them all in check because they're all glazing this film too much. And I'm like, what do you expect me to do? The last time I tried to do that with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, it did not go well.
For that, you and I were both very down on that movie.
Yeah. That was a rough stream. It was a rough stream.
Over on your channel,
Jason Nelson for 2 says, greetings. Should Feige get credit for Brand New Day's quality? I wouldn't.
So he has to get some of the credit because obviously they all worked on it together. Disney does have a creative hand in it, but he is always very, very clear that Amy Pascal is very involved in this. Like he always talks about it as a thing that him and Amy Pascal are working on together and laying out together. I would say a lot of the creative credit for this movie goes to Tom Holland, who apparently had a lot of creative control, and to the writers, obviously. But again, one thing that nobody really wants to except Sony has veto power over all creative decisions with these movies, from what I understand.
Yeah, I know that Amy Pascal was still involved with this. We know that Sony has involvement with this. We have, the friend in our space here, Tom Connors, has made it very well known. He believes that Disney has a lot more involvement with the Spider-Man films than I think we do. I don't know if either of us are correct. What I can say is that Tom Holland and Zendaya should get a lot of credit for this movie. Okay. As far as Feige is concerned, like Marv, you're absolutely correct. He should be credited because you could tell where Disney was involved. Yelena and Jean Grey. Spoilers. Not that anybody can. You've all seen it, or you've decided on if you're going to see it or not. Jean Grey and Yelena are absolutely decisions from Disney.
Oh yeah, it's actually really funny. Like when he walks into that bathhouse for that really creepy scene with Yelena, it immediately is like, oh, okay, this feels like the MCU now. Like this feels like what we've been getting for the last several years since Endgame. Because she's like, I'm making jokes about potatoes, little baby potatoes. Oh, isn't it funny? Aren't I so adorable with my baby potatoes? Oh, by the way, I'm naked under here, but you can't see it because male gaze. But we're going to show Spider-Man half naked.
They need to stop making fetch happen, as was said in a movie at one point in time.
I mean, you said it best. Also, you were like, reverse this situation. It's Clint Barton sitting in a bathhouse with Kate Bishop walking in, and he's like,
have anybody, any male figure, good or bad, demand that the woman disrobe, which obviously this is a hypothetical chat, but like have any male do that to a female and everybody's going to say it's creepy. But all of a sudden, we can do it to Spider-Man, and it's okay. Oh well, Spider-Man gets put in those positions all the time. What do you mean? What do you mean?
People have said that.
Was, yes.
My favorite justification that I saw online was, well, she's naked too, and I'm like, oh, that makes it better.
That doesn't make it
so
better.
Harvey Weinstein was naked too, also.
That's right. Hey, look, that's how this is all ending out. Is all these people are inadvertently saying justice for Harvey Weinstein. Good job, good on you. Okay, you got to sleep in that bed once you make it.
Yeah. Yelena, she is so annoying. I liked her in the Black Widow movie when she was just Black Widow's sister. I even liked her in the Hawkeye show when she had that scene with Kate Bishop. I'm like, oh, she's fun. Thunderbolts, though, that was a step too far. I was just like, oh, I'm done with her.
No, I was like, I there's no reason to ever rewatch Thunderbolts. Like, there's just
I just
no...
did. I did over the weekend. So my wife has not seen most of post Endgame, so I'm rewatching a lot of it with her now. I know, but she's gonna see Doomsday, and I don't want to answer questions. So I made her. So we watched the Thunderbolts, and I was like, you know what? Like, this movie's not terrible. Like, I don't hate this movie, but at the end of the day, I also just like. But my wife, I think, pointed out. At the end, she was just like, wait a minute, like, he just turned like all of New York City into like shadows and like nothing is happening to him. And I'm just like, yeah, well, welcome to, Jean Grey and Wanda, and they'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
That's right.
Nobody, as long as the writers like you never have to actually answer for your crimes.
There's no accountability in the MCU anymore.
Zero. Well,
so,
shame. Usually for women, women don't have to actually like suffer the consequences of their actions in the MCU. So like, if this had ended with Jean Grey in jail, I actually would have been okay with it.
We'll see that I'm not. It should have not been Jean Grey. You could have had this entire movie play out the way it is. Don't have it be Jean Grey because this wasn't Jean Grey.
Why was it not Mr. Negative?
This could have been an ideal Mr. Negative situation.
You could have had Mr. Negative controlling Jean Grey with his mind control.
Right. Yeah, like you well, we'll see.
Robin 10 for $2 says equal opportunity grifter. Great content from both. Thank you very much, Robin 10. And then over on yours, Wizard.
Kellamore for a 2 says Thanos isn't a Spider-Man level threat.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't find Thanos in a Spider-Man movie, obviously.
Yeah, no.
Kellamore also for the 199 says Jean Grey with Spider-Man mental resistance better.
Mental resistance.
Oh. I mean, I guess the spider sense is what kind of helps, right?
There's a lot you could have done with not Jean Grey here. It would have been it would have been better if you used any of the rogues. Any of the other rogues. There's some others that do.
Rogues are we?
I don't know, man. I just this was a soft launch for the X-Men, very clearly. You can't tell me this wasn't staged. You can't tell me that this whole thing like wasn't rigged this way, because look at what we had on Friday. Look at what we had on Friday and Saturday and Sunday of this past weekend. All the announcements, all the who's playing who's a what's it's. Now we've got Jensen Ackles might be Magneto. We got Adam Driver for Mr. Sinister. What?
Mm-hmm. So far, the only like confirmed one we have is Emma Frost, right? And
she is confirmed.
Rogue is like almost confirmed.
Rogue is almost confirmed. Beast is nearly confirmed. Cyclops is between two people.
Really? I didn't see Cyclops.
Yeah. Beast and Rogue are in the same like announcements. Okay. Cyclops is between two guys right now. And so the reason we have all of this information is because the story is that Disney is in a mad dash rush to sign people to this movie because they're planning on making a full stage announcement at D23 because they're really trying to hype Doomsday.
I have heard that, let's hype Doomsday by hyping the thing that happens after Doomsday.
Well, yeah, because you got to see Doomsday to understand where the X-Men come in.
I have heard that Disney wants these X-Men to be like morally gray, which is why Jean was so, morally gray.
Yeah, that's what I've been told too. And she wasn't morally gray though. I have
she was straight up evil.
video dropping in a couple days.
Straight up evil.
Absolutely evil. Like absolutely bad.
Like she delights in tormenting Spider-Man in this movie.
She threw 2 people off of buildings. She threw somebody in front of a car.
And I think somebody brought it up on FNT, like even the flashback with her sister, we were like, oh, look at them. They're having fun. It's like, no, they're not. They're possessing people.
They were mind assaulting people. And then the way that Zendaya describes that, it's like it's nightmarish for them. They're here at one place and then they appear somewhere else and they have absolutely no idea what has happened or what happened to them or how they got there. So you're you're literally traumatizing people doing this takeover thing. And that's just not right. Like,
but
look, Jean Grey in the comics was only ever like a force, like you don't need to see the identification. It's like a force technique, like a force trick, Jedi mind trick. But like this is full on mind assault.
So if you had to choose we're getting into actually just talking about the movie now.
Yeah, this is just like a review segment.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, if you had to pick a villain from Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery to be the villain of this, who do you pick?
Mr. Negative fits it the best, but you would have to change the story so that it's more of a Mr. Negative story. Right. You know, none of the sister nonsense. There's got to be other reasons. You'd have to make it like I really liked what they did in the original Insomniac game of like he hates Norman Osborn and he wants to, he wants revenge on the like what has been done to him. I like that a lot. I think and Martin Lee, say what you want about Spider-Man 2, very well written in Spider-Man 2.
I like Martin Lee's arc in Spider-Man 2. It was one of the only things concerning Miles that I actually liked.
I don't hate the Insomniac Miles at all. I liked the Miles game and I liked him in Spider-Man 2. I don't like his haircut or his outfit, but I like Miles.
I liked the Miles game as well. I didn't like Spider-Man 2 though, because the entire game was just, oh, Miles is better than Peter.
Yes, but that wasn't Miles's fault. It wasn't Miles saying that. It was the creator saying that. So I like don't necessarily blame Miles for the writers thinking that Miles is better.
Okay, I could see that. Hold on. Let's the Midnight 7 became a YouTube member on the M4 Empire. Thank you, Midnight. Hope to see you soon.
Shout out.
By the way, I decided that like my travel vlogs and stuff like that, those are all just gonna be member content now. I was just about to start a new channel for them, and I'm like, I'm just gonna make it for the members.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because with how often I actually vlog, which is like almost never, like I don't know, it just seemed like
we've had a couple of like random events happen lately, but it's few and far between.
Tennille the 10th for 2 says, and thus did Mrs. Marv's love of the MCU wither. Yes. Mrs. Movie Monster was not thrilled with either the 2 movies we watched, which are Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four. That I can make a case that is the worst movie in the history of the MCU.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You should do a video on that then.
It would get nothing because it's not trending. It is not. There is not one redeemable aspect of that movie. There is not one thing that movie does well.
Really?
I'll
give you one. I'll give you one.
Give me one.
The soundtrack. That's it. that like very 60s early television kind of commercial.
Yeah, I'm talking about plot. I'm talking about plot wise.
I know what you're talking about. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here for the soundtrack.
Reed Richards being an idiot is unforgivable. Like when they're like, okay, so Galactus can clearly sense the baby. He sensed the baby inside of Sue already. So we'll put the baby there for him to find, and then we'll like blind him real quick and then we'll switch the baby with an empty thing and put him on a big platform for Galactus to step onto, and then we'll hide the real baby because I'm Reed Richards and I'm dumb and I forgot that Galactus can sense the baby.
Yeah, I didn't like that the resolution was just like a video game. Silly nonsense.
Because you don't fight Galactus. That's ridiculous. The fight is with the Surfer. But the Surfer was terrible too.
It's kind of they did it for a reason, but that reason was for Johnny Storm, which means you character assassinated the Silver Surfer but with the excuse that, oh well, we did this so that Johnny Storm has somebody to be romantically and like jokey with.
Oh yes, one of Marvel's great romances, Johnny Storm and Shala Ball.
Yes.
My favorite is in the beginning when Sue is like, "This is my baby brother Johnny, and he's single, ladies." And Johnny gives like this shy little smile and like Zomi. I'm like, who the hell is that supposed to be?
Johnny Storm, and the Thing has nothing to do. So whereas the first two movies the like have so much to do with the Thing.
The Thing is one of the most emotionally poignant characters in the Marvel universe. Like there is so much meat on that bone for you to dive into with the Thing and like how he's adjusting to life. And we've just skipped it all. We skipped all the emotional turmoil. He's fine with being made out of rocks now. He doesn't pine for his life beforehand. Yeah. He's not looking at pictures. He even says to Reed, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm cool with it now." And I'm just like, well, that might have been fun for us to see.
Well, I think that they did that on purpose. After the first two movies were about that, they're like, "Yeah, well, like that's just too much now. Let's just like forget that happened." Guilt.
And then, of course, when Sue Storm has a sumo wrestling match with Galactus and wins, like when she starts mommy pushing him across the city, my wife just turned to me and she was just like, "She shouldn't be able to do that, right?" And I said, "Nobody should be able to do that.
Nobody should be able to do that.
Nobody short of Thanos with the full gauntlet should be able to do that."
Yeah, but now, like, well, that has pushed us into the territory we're in now, where there's power scaling problems all over the damn place. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell us Sue Storm was strong enough to shove Galactus like what, like a block? Give or take?
Multiple blocks.
like she completely moves Galactus against his will, mind you.
Like, yeah, and Reed's plan boils down to the fact that he thinks Galactus is dumb enough to essentially step on a giant bullseye.
Oh, and this is the same universe that Doom exists in. So Doom is present for this.
Doom did nothing while this thing came. Doom would be working overtime to try to steal that thing's powers.
You think Doom wouldn't have been there as that's happening? And the only reason, the question of like, well, why? Because they make a point to say the entire world unifies to fight Galactus. If the entire world is in on this and putting all of these hubs all over to power
you think
Doom is involved?
You think Doom is letting Reed Richards get all that glory? I don't think so.
And
also, we're supposed to find out. We're supposedly going to find out in Doomsday that Steve Rogers is on this world.
Yes!
And did nothing.
Yes.
Steve Rogers' wife and child are threatened. The world will end. I made that point on Twitter, and somebody was like, "Well, what's Steve Rogers going to do?" I'm like, "Oh, what was he going to do against Thanos?"
I could do this all day, unless it's Galactus. In which case, I'm going to sit this one out, guys.
In which case, no, the Fantastic Four have got it. They know what they're doing.
They got it. It's like Superman taking a seat. And the Justice Gang's got this one.
I hate that so much. If there's a 0.0001% chance that one person might die because he's not out there, he's out there.
That's right.
Oh no, they got this. Don't worry, Lois. All right, guys. We need to get to the culture. We're gonna get to more of your super chats afterward. But
it's a solid 30-minute introduction.
Yeah. All right, we have got to get hold on, let me
the culture.
Yeah. Let me queue up the right story here. Where is it? Brand new day proves superhero fatigue. No. There it is. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the culture. All right, Wizard. It was the biggest weekend of all time. Spider-Man Brand New Day has smashed Avengers Endgame to set the biggest opening weekend in box office history. That's from obviously
What?
written by me. So Avengers Doomsday had a $357 million opening weekend, which seemed pretty untouchable. Well, not anymore, because originally we had heard that Spider-Man Brand New Day had done a $355 million opening weekend, but the actuals came in today. We found out it is $360 million, which is, $103 million more than Infinity War. It's $100 million more than No Way Home, and it's more than Endgame. This is unprecedented.
Who could have seen this coming? There's no superhero fatigue. Marv. It's superhero fatigue. There is no coming back from this. Like, Marvel's done, DC's done. It's definitely not bad movie, bad writing. Yeah, the genre is totally over. Nobody cares anymore. I mean, look. Obviously, that's all lies. Totally lies. People love Spider-Man, and people wanted, past tense, wanted to love all of the other Avengers things. They wanted to love all of the, but as we're finding out, and I think Marv, we're going to find out very soon. There's going to be like a case study or something. Some Circana, some analytics firm is going to put out a study, but not this year, but in a few years, and it's going to say something along the lines of Disney Plus killed the Marvel franchise and for Disney, and killed Star Wars for Disney. Because ever since Disney Plus was introduced, the quality of everything has declined. The quality of people caring has declined. The quality of the writing overall and in the movies has declined. Everything has to tie into each other. The fact that when you look at phase 4, 5, and I guess we're now 6, the fact there is more content per phase, but it's all middling and garbage and no one's watching it. And there's just been a stark decline over that time. And that is all thanks to Disney Plus.
You're right. I have a hard. So, I mean, when you look at it, it's like Disney Animation's quality has gone down. Pixar's quality has gone down. Even the quality of the Disney live action remakes have gone down. Not let alone Marvel and Star Wars.
Everything has lower quality now. And it's mostly from the writing, because you could look at the acting and be like, yeah, the acting is not bad in these things. Like, it's not, we seldom say that the acting is terrible, but we almost always say the writing is. Even the CGI graphics, we're able to stomach most of the time. Where with the acting, we're always able to stomach that. But you give us a bad story, and there's just no excuse. It's not even a matter of like nitpickery, right? We're not even like poking holes and trying to create trouble, or it's just this is just slop. It's just garbage. Even with Spider-Man, like, there's a lot of problems, but for the first time in such a long time, the good beat out the bad. Yeah, so there's bad. There's a lot of bad, but there's actually more good than there is bad, and that's why it's going to hit $2 billion.
There's so many like unanswered things that bugged me, where I'm like, where is he getting the money for this loft apartment? Where's he getting the money for this magic fabricator that, is 3D printing his suits for him? Like, where is all of this coming from?
It was okay. So there's two possible explanations that people have said online. Either one is the insurance payout from from Aunt May's life insurance. Or number two is from Stark, and it was like a leftover bank account from Tony Stark or something.
I don't believe that for a second. I think that Pepper Potts, the second that his corpse was cold, she cut off all contact with all of his friends and just kept all his money. Because, like, there are so many things in No Way Home. you're like, well, where the hell is Pepper Potts in all of this? Like, why isn't she coming to Peter's defense right now? Why isn't she helping him? And that's when I said, I think, yeah.
Because Gwyneth Paltrow does not like this stuff, and she has no idea what's going on and doesn't care.
But doesn't it seem like such a Gwyneth Paltrow thing to do, to take all Tony Stark's money and just freeze out all of his friends?
Yes.
Like, she never wanted him to be an Avenger in the first place. She never wanted him to do any hero stuff ever.
Yeah, she was kind of always against it. But no, there was something, I don't remember where it is, but there is something where, like, Pepper Potts, it was talked about during Endgame, like Pepper Potts was going to look after Peter Parker or something. But again, that was before No Way Home. There was something like a throwaway line like that from, like, on the red carpet or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But again, you're right. Before No Way Home, I don't think that, I think not having Jameson in this was a mistake. I think that you needed the counterbalance of public opinion, because I think one of the things that really works in a Spider-Man story is that some people love him and some people hate him. In this, he was universally loved in this. Like, he was the Fonz.
It was as if, because Tom Holland said they paid very close attention to what fans were saying and what fans wanted. You could see that on the screen. You could see that when it comes to Spider-Man, Tom Holland had a lot. Tom Holland, and I would credit Zendaya there. I think the two of them had a lot of intervention in the Spider-Man story here.
You're crediting Zendaya now twice in this show, and I'm starting to worry about you.
I don't hate Zendaya. I don't think she's ever done anything wrong to me. She's just in a lot of stuff. And
are you maybe hallucinating? Are you like having like visions right now?
Please, no. Covered with scorpions. Covered with scorpions.
No. Covered with scorpions. Get them off me.
Do you think you're covered with scorpions at the moment?
I sometimes I do feel like I'm covered in scorpions doing this job. When I read my comments section, I feel like I'm covered in scorpions. Look, I've never liked her in the Spider-Man movies. I wanted her ejected after No Way Home. I was like, oh, okay, you've buttoned up that story. Time to go.
Yep.
But
I thought that was the perfect. The story I would have told in this would have been, no Zendaya, no Ned. He has to move on with his life. And that's where, while he's out there just losing himself into Spider-Man, he meets the Black Cat. And now here's this lady who is all about Spider-Man and doesn't give two craps about Peter Parker.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to do that story, because they've made it clear that this Spider-Man will never not be interested in MJ. After this movie.
Yeah.
If they did do that now, it's going to be a love triangle thing, and I will hate it, and I know you'll hate it too. We'll all hate it, because it'll be stupid, contrived, telenovela, daytime TV nonsense.
They could have introduced Gwen. They could have introduced. So I would have had. So what I would have done is I would have had him, meeting the Black Cat, and then all of a sudden, this big, huge new tech corporation is taking New York by storm, called Oscorp, and he knows that Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin, or has the ability to turn into the Green Goblin, and that's who killed Aunt May. And I would have played with that quite a bit. And then maybe have had Harry become the Hobgoblin instead of Norman becoming the Green Goblin.
I'm just
by trying to stop Norman from becoming the Green Goblin, it causes Harry to become the Hobgoblin. And after he takes care of the Hobgoblin, in the end, the post-credit scene, that's what drives Norman to become the Green Goblin. That's the story I would have written.
I don't want Gwen Stacy again. I don't think you're going to top Emma Stone's performance, and the fact that all of the normies know how that story has to end now. Like everybody knows. Like it's Gwen Stacy's here. Okay, well, she's going to die, and I don't think anything's going to top the performance for that scene from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I just don't think so. they've already replicated that emotional reaction a couple of times in the Tom Holland movies, and even throwing her off of a building and throwing MJ off the building in Brand New Day. It's like, don't make that into a trope. It's too special for you to keep hamming that up. Stop it. Stop throwing the love interest off the buildings.
So I think that that moment with Gwen Stacy, it was great in Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was one of the only great things in that movie. It could have been so much better because he's sitting there crying and he's holding her, and then the shaking of emotion and sobs turn into shakes of rage when he realizes that Harry is still up there, and then he beats the high holy crap out of him and has to stop himself from killing him. That would have been the moment that I think really cemented it, because do you remember in the Fox Spider-Man where when they do it, the thing with Mary Jane instead of Gwen Stacy, and she falls through the portal instead of dies, and he's just like, "You'll pay, Osborn." I wanted that. That was incredible. Not as good as Shocker.
Yeah, those classic cartoon performances are a little hammy. They're hammy. They're great, but they're hammy.
What could you possibly be talking
Please, no. Covered with scorpions. Oh, covered with scorpions.
No! Covered with scorpions!
That's right. You got 2 Scorpions clips today, chat.
Yep. You got it twice. I'm sorry. That was just perfect of a setup for it.
I was thinking, I hope he has a different clip.
A clip of the Shocker.
Yes, you do need that. Yeah. Look, I think when it comes to Spider-Man Brand New Day, again, there's some things that are great about it. Everything with Spider-Man is great. I would credit Zendaya for being involved, because we know that she was. Tom Holland was involved. We know that he was. They've said that they were seriously involved with the production of this movie. They had say on how things went. But it's very clear that Disney had a say, too, in the story.
Oh, yeah.
And we also know what the Sony story was now. Marv, I don't know if you heard about this, but what Sony originally wanted to do. Did you hear?
No.
Okay, so Sony had presented a movie. Sony, not including Tom Holland or Zendaya, Sony wanted to make a multiverse movie, that this was going to be more of a multiversal follow-up to No Way Home that included Tobey and Andrew Garfield once again, but they were going to have to. Yes, but it was also going to tie into the Venom movies, and Null was going to be the villain. So Null does a cameo at the end of Last Dance, the Venom Last Dance movie. And this was going to go to the symbiote planet where you needed the 3 Spider-Man and Venom, and it was going to be a big Spider-Man multiversal movie. Disney vetoed that, and then it turned into, well, Sony says, okay, well, give us an Avenger and an X-Man for us to do the movie. And then we got what we got after they changed things up. Mm-hmm. But again, originally, the original script for what this was supposed to be included different villains, different bad guys, and a different story. And then Tom Holland said,
that explains why the symbiote was in the end of No Way Home, and then they got rid of it in the beginning of Venom 3.
Right. Yeah.
And Tom Holland said what?
Tom Holland said that they had made this movie according to what the fans had wanted, and then after test screenings, they made changes. And then that resulted in what we got, which means that all the body jumping very, very likely was somebody else. It was a different villain, and it was all changed back into Jean Grey.
Fools! Idiots! Imbeciles!
Yep.
Sometimes that just sums it right up. But one thing that, Wizard, I actually think is pretty awesome is this is my favorite story of the day. Spider-Man Brand New Day has taken the IMAX digital screens from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey after its massive opening. Now, I want to preface this here. What's happening is that Spider-Man Brand New Day is getting a percentage of the digital IMAX screens, of which there are plentiful amount. Christopher Nolan still has exclusive use of the 70 millimeter IMAX screens through September, of which there are 41 in the entire world, 9 of which are in California.
Wow. I got to get myself over to one of those for the Odyssey. Oh boy, sign me up. I'll see it twice.
Oh, I will never again sit through that movie voluntarily. But yes, so 70 millimeter is the company's highest end presentation format. Instead of using digital projection, the theaters project movies from a massive 70 millimeter film print, which offers extraordinary image quality and detail that many filmmakers consider the definitive theatrical experience. And of course, there are only 40. So that's what they have. But we did not know that Spider-Man was getting an IMAX showing in its second weekend. Nobody knew that.
No.
Because I don't think it was not happening. I think
we did not know this.
No, we did not know it, because at the end of the day, if we had known, if this had been a thing, the tickets for this would have been on sale months ago. And you would have also had, they wouldn't have had to put out a press release today about it. IMAX put out a full-on press release. So I don't want to hear it that this was always the plan. Like, this was not the plan.
This was not the plan. Nolan was supposed to have full control for, I think, all of August.
Mm-hmm.
So this is specifically because this movie is making so much money that IMAX kind of can't look the other way.
Right. Now, the other thing to point out here is Brand New Day beat Supergirl's entire box office run in a single day. And not just any day, opening day, like the one singular day. Spider-Man made $167 million on its opening day, domestic only. Supergirl made $120 million globally over its entire month-long run.
There is, I mean, you have the proof right there that you need. That no one wanted a Supergirl movie. Nobody wanted this. From an actress that most people don't know, don't recognize, don't care about. You did a piss poor introduction of her in the Superman movie with her being a sloppy drunk. What did you think was going to happen? It's another movie made for nobody except for James Gunn. And it's the worst James Gunn movie ever made.
Yeah, it is. And look, I know everybody's like, well, James Gunn didn't direct it, didn't write. No, but he had it rewritten and he recut it. This is a James Gunn movie at this point.
It's a James Gunn movie. Yeah. Yeah, and it's the worst one yet.
Yeah, and he stole it from its director. So,
yep.
And he made what he made. Geeks and Gamers has an amazing montage in their video about this. Right in the beginning, where it's Tom Holland on the red carpet, and he's like talking about how like, well, the thing that I love about this hero the most is that he's selfless. He's selfless and he wants to protect people. And it cuts to Millie Alcock being like, yeah, the greatest thing about Supergirl is it's not a story about a man. And it just keeps cutting back and forth between the two of them, and Tom Holland talking about Spider-Man as being a hero and being selfless and being all of this, that, and the other thing. And her going back and talking about the ridiculous things she talked about on that press tour.
Maybe that's why I like the Spider-Man movie so much. Like, even after, we've seen friends of our channels, like, tear this movie apart. Some of them have loved it. We've seen Mauler tear this apart, and others have too. But I still like it. And I think the reason why is Tom Holland goes out of his way to make sure that you walk away thinking that's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's
honestly, it's the first time I felt like I was truly looking at Spider-Man since Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I would not say it's better than Spider-Man 2.
No, it's not. Spider-Man 1 and 2 are still like kind of flawless in my mind. Those are amazing movies. They're campy.
The Spider-Man 1 is so campy, and I love it.
Like, I love it too.
But come on, deliver us, finish it. From evil. That guy, Norman Osborn, he's just the love of the game, man. Like,
Yeah,
no one's
man.
watching. He's not getting anything out of making this old woman finish that prayer. He is literally just doing it because he wants to do it.
Avenge me!
Avenge me! To do
Truly,
what you want,
Willem
to
Dafoe,
say
incredible
what
casting.
You can't. It's so misery. That's what you've chosen. Just so many classic. MJ and I, we're gonna have one hell of a night. And that dude
man,
gets straight up stabbed through the nuts.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
like for them to actually have him lay over the glider the way he needed to lay over the glider, he gets stabbed right in the dick.
Yes, he does. Yes. Of which his butler then cleans the wounds and then doesn't tell Harry that he was impaled on
his wounds. No, but apparently everybody else knew because the Sandman was like, Norman Osborn became the Green Goblin when he was in No Way Home. And I'm like, nobody knew that.
Yeah, nobody knew that. No one knew that at all. But that was convenient. That was just convenient retelling of events.
Mm-hmm.
When you travel through a Doctor Strange portal, you learn everything about the movie franchise you were just in.
Yeah. I'm gonna now that you've really pissed me off, I'm gonna finish her nice and slow. Like, they don't make villains like that anymore. Jameson, you slime. Who's the photographer who takes the pictures of Spider-Man? And I love it because J. Jonah Jameson shows you who he is in that moment.
Yes, he does.
Because Peter is right there. He could point.
Yeah.
And I feel like the MCU version of J. Jonah Jameson would point. But like that J. Jonah
the Sony
Jameson
version,
like, I don't know who he is. The stuff comes in the mail.
Yeah. That was a really nice touch. It was like that was a small thing that Jameson was actually honorable. He's just he's an asshole, but he's honorable, and that's really nice.
I saw in a because I think, obviously J.K. Simmons is the best live action J. Jonah
you can't beat it. You'll never beat it.
I think the one that equals it is the version of J. Jonah Jameson from the Fox cartoon.
I mean, you're talking about the original cartoon, right?
Yeah, the cartoon on Fox when we were kids.
Yeah. That's the definitive one, but I don't think anything beats J.K.
No,
Simmons.
but you also spend a lot more time with him. You could have entire episodes dedicated to him.
Right. Well, yes. Yeah.
So, okay, so it defeated Supergirl in a single day. And now here's the thing that I really want the point. So it embarrassed the crap out of James Gunn in DC, but I maintain that it also embarrassed the crap out of Disney. And I know Disney puts up 25% of the money. Disney gets 25% of the net. So Disney's making some money on this. However,
Disney is.
The reputational stain that this leaves. The way I described this I was talking to Pro about it, and I said, imagine you are the star baseball player on your team, and you decide that you're a player down, and you want to take the nerdy kid from down the street who's not good at anything, and you're going to put him on the team to really help him out, and you're going to teach him how to be a baseball player, and then within 2 seasons, you're in a slump. And that kid is now the MVP on the team. That's what's happening. When Civil War time, when they were like, "Come here, Sony, we'll protect you," like Sony needed the help, and now Marvel is in the mud, and Sony is still every Sony Spider-Man movie is $1 billion franchise now. Every single one.
And if you were to drop another Spider-Man film, they should be getting ready to drop another Spider-Man film within 3 to 4 years maximum.
Oh, easy.
Like,
yeah.
it should be the next Spider-Man movie should be sooner than it took to get Brand New Day. Like, because it's just easy money. People
Yeah.
love Spider-Man and people want more from this Spider-Man. Now that he's actually Spider-Man and he's not Iron Kid.
Right.
Like, this is Spider-Man
Iron Lad.
on his own and it works.
Do you believe that this is a stain on Disney, that like this is an embarrassment for them?
Oh, absolutely. But they're not going to see it that way. I think it's both. I think it is. And
I think they do. I think they do see it that way, but they would never obviously admit that. I think the fact that it used to be that the single largest opening weekend in the history of the U.S. box office was Disney movie Avengers Doomsday, and now it's Sony movie Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think that is a stain on them.
I think they're going to pretend like it's an absolute victory, though. And I think that is a victory for them. The fact that they get to walk away and say, like, oh my gosh, we're so excited. Look, we hijacked Sony. Like, yeah, did Sony make all this money? Yeah, sure. But we're going to catch him on the X-Men, and that's all ours. We're going to catch him on Doomsday, and that's all ours. We're going to catch him on Shang-Chi 2, and that's all ours. And it's because we rode the wave of Spider-Man Brand New Day. You know, there is some executive getting ready to make a pitch to say that Daredevil Born Again, while not getting views, and The Punisher Once and Forever, whatever that stupid Disney Plus slot movie was, you know, there's an executive getting ready to say that both of those two Disney Plus projects were the launching board for this movie because Punisher's in it and because this is the Disney Plus New York City. You know it. You know that they would try to spin. They are spin doctors. Masters of the spin. They are gonna, while they should be embarrassed and they should be like, hey, we should engage in retrospection here. We should really introspection and really think about this. You know, like, why did this win so much? And all of our movies last year tanked. Why did people purchase tickets for this a couple like weeks in advance? Why are people flocking to the movies? You can't say that the movies aren't working anymore. You can't say people don't go to movies anymore. You can't say it's COVID anymore. The Odyssey is making $1 billion. Mario made $1 billion. Hopper's tanked. Toy Story didn't hit. I don't think Toy Story hit $1 billion yet.
No, I think it did.
Did it?
Yeah, I think Toy Story has passed the $1 billion mark. I'll check while you make your point.
Right, but okay. So Toy Story, the legacy property that you needed to dig it out from its grave to make that movie. That's the only thing that hit. None of your Marvel movies are winners. Star Wars bombed so bad with Mando and Grok that now Star Wars is going back to the drawing board.
Toy Story has $1.06 billion at the box office currently.
Okay, so yeah, you had to dig up an ancient franchise to do this.
462 million domestic and 604 million international.
You know, it's Brand New Day is a movie I would see again in theaters, if I wasn't so ridiculously busy. Like, I don't know if I would mind paying to see this in proper IMAX. Like, I would like to see this in a better theater.
I was thinking about going to IMAX because I just went to regular theater both times. So
yeah. Well, I think as far as embarrassment is concerned, they're going to learn the wrong lessons because they're going to see this and they're going to look and be like, hey, people really loved what we did with Jean Grey. People really loved what we did with Yelena. They went to see it. And they really liked those things. So we're going to do more of that things and make more money that way.
The only company that is better at taking the wrong lesson away from success than Disney is Warner Brothers.
Is WB. Yeah.
Like when The Dark Knight made $1 billion and the lesson was not we should make comic book movies be true to characters. It was everyone should be dark and gritty.
Yeah.
That's how we got the Snyderverse.
Yep.
Did you hear the rumor that Feige apparently wants Snyder for a movie?
Yeah, I just don't care anymore.
I like immediately was like, please God, let this happen because it would be the funniest thing ever.
Look,
watching
you and I talked about it.
Suddenly become Marvel guys
on the midnight after the release of the movie. Like I said, and I still stand by this. It's like I don't want any more MCU movies I don't care about any DC movies. The only thing
Yep.
I want now is more pictures of Spider-Man.
More, yeah. Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
It's the only thing I want now is more Spider-Man movies, and the MCU characters can make cameos in Spider-Man's movies. I don't want anything else from the MCU.
I'm pissed that while we were in Greenville, I didn't catch Greenville Spider-Man.
Greenville.
Have you heard of Greenville Spider-Man?
No. Is that a thing?
Greenville's yes. Oh, hold on. Let me show you.
Is it a guy that dresses up like Spider-Man
and goes around doing good deeds around Greenville? Yes.
Oh.
Hold on. I wrote an editorial about him once.
That sounds like, I mean, there's a New York City Spider-Man, but it's just a bunch of black dudes.
It is. This was my editorial. It was Greenville Spider-Man, hero or menace. Is Greenville, South Carolina safe? Or as a mass vigilante descended upon these peaceful streets, armed with kindness, CPR certification, and a dedication to not letting people drown near brunch spots? We're talking, of course, about the mass menace that has come to be known as Greenville Spider-Man. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the upstate, we face a moral crisis, a crisis in spandex, because the Greenville Spider-Man is out there right now, lurking, patrolling, picking up trash, and yes, saving innocent civilians from waterfalls like some sort of well-adjusted superhero, instead of lecturing us about toxic fandom like true heroes do. This is teen known as the Greenville Spider-Man rescues 2 people from a waterfall.
Good. Good.
You
know it's going to be really
jumping
bad
over rocks,
when he gets
pulling
arrested.
citizens to safety. What's next? Escorting grandmothers across crosswalks, making sure kids don't drop their ice cream on hot pavements. This is chaos. Very polite, helpful chaos. Yeah. So I wrote this entire editorial about Greenville Spider-Man, and Greenville Spider-Man read it and loved it.
You have engaged with Greenville Spider-Man?
Yeah, he was like, I got a message on Instagram from Greenville Spider-Man, and he was like, oh my gosh, you wrote this just like J. Jonah Jameson. And I'm like, yes, Greenville Spider-Man. Yes, I did. Like, that was the joke. Thank you, Greenville.
That was, yeah. Thank you, Spider-Man.
I forgot about Greenville Spider-Man when we were in Greenville. Otherwise, I would have made a whole huge thing about this.
Oh, that would have been funny. You know what's funny is this guy was probably there at the convention.
Probably at SEG.
He was probably there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So there you have it, Wizard. Spider-Man is it's doing amazing. And it's spectacular. Sensational even. Maybe ultimate.
But would you say the box office is scarlet? No, not this time.
There won't be a clone of this anytime soon from Marvel. Right. Well, let's get back. Let's get back to the
people.
All right. We got some more super chats to get to here. Araxis for $2 says, no accountability in society is how they like it. You are correct, Araxis.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Over on yours.
Robin 10 for 2 says, gifter, not grifter. Shame on you, Marv.
Oh, sorry. I am so used to people writing grifter at me over the last few days that I'm just reading grifter everywhere, apparently. Sorry, you are. Yeah. So Robin 10, hold on, let me go back and reread his last one. Equal opportunity gifter. Great content from both. Thank you, Robin 10. I appreciate it. Also on your channel.
Hazmat Archive for 2 says, I avoided the movie because of that Yelena bit. And I think this is Hazmat Archive's first super chat on the channel ever.
Welcome.
So shout out. Avoided the movie because of that Yelena bit.
I wouldn't avoid the movie because of that. I would just roll my eyes during that portion of time, or maybe
it's
take that as an opportunity to go through your Rolodex in your head, or
it is. My eyes rolled so hard that they got stuck and I had to go to the hospital. That's what happened to me. So be careful.
It is a terrible, terrible scene.
Yeah, it's a terrible scene. It's very tacked on.
Hi boys, 6936 sent in 10 jewels, and it's apparently a happy poop.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for the happy poop. Flying Blind in a Rocket Cycle for 2 says, "Oh my God, we now have J. Jonah Marvison." Yep.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, wow,
That's right.
You wrote it like J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm in on the bit.
I had so much fun writing that. You have no idea. I'm like, this is what I've waited my whole journalism career.
You probably made that guy's whole week.
Yeah, no, apparently, I think I did. I also said something about like in the article about getting me pictures of Greenville Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I just wanted to point this one out because G.N. McFoggy says, "Did you read the new Doomsday full plot leak?" There's a new Doomsday full plot leak.
I don't know if it's new. It's what we've said before. They keep releasing these different plot leaks with slight variations between them. So it's very clear that like the bulk of it is the same, but overall it's like slightly different.
From the current cut. Okay. Do we want to go through it?
If you've got it.
I do got it.
If you got it, let's got it.
All right. Real quick before we do that on your channel.
Jason Nelson for 2 says Flick Pick does great impressions of "Don't Tell Harry."
Don't tell Harry. Like that's like the whole point in that movie is don't tell Harry. Nobody wants to tell Harry anything. I think at a certain point though, when like all of a sudden Harry becomes a recluse that wants to murder Spider-Man, maybe it's time to tell Harry. Like, what do you owe this guy?
Yeah, when he's cheating on the Goblin stuff, it's time.
Goblin. I love how irredeemable the Goblin is. The cunning warrior
yes.
that's neither body nor mind. The heart, Osborn. All right. Well, we've got this, so let's talk about it. All right. This wizard is coming to us from the ever reliable Cash Money Records. So let's see here.
Oh, okay. Right. And this was posted
potential spoilers, by the way,
a couple years ago.
If anyone cares, yeah. Act 1. We open on Earth 10005. We see Professor X and Magneto playing a game of chess. They are worn, bruised, and tired. Suddenly, another Earth appears on their horizon. This is Earth 96238, and the X-Men spring into action, having done this before. Magneto, along with Deadpool and Wolverine, head to the invading Earth, where Wolverine holds some kind of device. Wolverine is about to activate this device on a bridge, but he picks up a scent. The scent is none other than Spider-Man Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man attacks them, preventing Wolverine from activating it numerous times, whereas Deadpool is failing to stop Spider-Man from doing so. Deadpool jokes that Tobey is the strongest Spider-Man. The majority of the fight is on a train. Meanwhile, Magneto fights Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin. All right, already, I hate this.
No, this is in line with what we've heard before.
But Magneto fighting Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin, like they shouldn't be the Green Goblin anymore. He was cured.
Okay, so we have absolutely heard of Doc Ock being in this fight. Green Goblin is new. That is the new piece to this one. And Green Goblin should not. Well, maybe he's like he doesn't necessarily need to be like Gobby. You know.
Unlike his
and
fellow
also
X-Men,
there's also infinite versions of all of these realities. So technically, like, this X-Men universe, like it's not the universe from X2. It's not the universe from X-Men Days of Future Past, or like the First Class. Like it's just a random universe, and it's another random Tobey Maguire universe that they happen to look alike. Like none of this matters at all anymore. It's all contrived.
Unlike his fellow X-Men, he beats his opponents with ease and ends up helping them in activating the device. Using metal scraps, he makes a giant metal shield around it and hurls it at Earth 96238. Seeing this, Deadpool quickly makes it back to his Earth in time, but because of Spider-Man, Wolverine cannot. Charles watches on with immense sadness as Earth 96238 is destroyed and debris rains down onto his ... I
guess it's his Earth.
Rains down onto his Earth. Okay.
Yeah, and probably
title card.
the the mansion.
Yep. Title card Avengers Doomsday. We're now on Earth 616, but in the past, specifically the branch timeline Steve Rogers created when he chose to remain in the past with Peggy Carter. We see they have even welcomed a child in this timeline, James, who's named after Bucky Barnes. One day, however, they're visited by Loki and Mobius. Loki warns Steve that his actions have created this branch timeline and the TVA must prune it. Seeing Steve in his desired ending, however, and even going as far as thanking Steve for allowing him a second chance at his. When did Steve do that?
But this is the Steve that met this Loki and caused this Loki to go to the TVA.
Oh, okay. Steve had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was. It was them going
Steve
back
was
in time.
Steve was fighting the other Steve, and like Tony and the Hulk.
I think it's
All
more of a
right,
collective. You guys all went. Your team went back, and it caused me to
Okay.
exist.
Okay. He decides to move Steve and his family to a different Earth altogether. Mobius doesn't agree to this, but Loki overrides his authority, remarking it's no different than what Mobius did for him. So Loki relocates Steve and his family to a different Earth entirely. Loki leaves Steve with his TVA card, allowing him to reach Loki whenever, if ever. Steve and his son James try to get acclimated in their new world, watching television with one another. The show on the TV ends up being the Fantastic Four cartoon. We stay on Earth 828, but now finally on the present day, this movie takes place. Reed
Wait,
Richards,
hang on,
Johnny Storm.
Let's pause real quick. Can we just
Okay.
spec out the idea that this is supposed to be like like just think of everything that you've seen so far right now. Like, okay, the introduction, everybody's going to know Toby and everybody's going to know the X-Men. But here, not everybody has watched the Loki show, so no one's going to have a clue what's going on.
Yeah,
and
why is Owen Wilson with Loki?
Right, and hardly anybody has watched Fantastic Four. Nobody cares about that. So,
as evidenced by that box office.
Exactly. Anyway,
All right, so now Reed, Johnny Storm, and Thing are all currently at a baseball game. They get an intruder alert from the Baxter building and frantically rush home in the Fantastic car. Upon returning home, they're shocked, confused to find the situation is calm. We see Doom there with Sue Storm, Herbie, and Franklin, although he's shocked to see him. Suddenly, Reed knows Victor well. Reed, Ben, and Victor all attended college with one another. Sue knows Victor from ruling non-life foundation country Latveria. It runs deeper than that, however. It's well known Victor has lost his wife and son. Victor didn't become ruler of Latveria until afterwards when he overthrew the violent regime with his Doombots. Victor is also the Doctor Strange of this earth, if you will, a master of magics and sorcery. Between this and the rumors of witches and witchcraft, Sue is on edge. Victor warns Reed that if he fears the earth, could be next in line for an incursion. Victor is very knowledgeable.
So this is confirmation. Doom was there for the first Fantastic Four movie and did nothing, which is
so was Steve.
And so was Steve, yeah. So both two very out of character.
Mm-hmm.
They both experienced Galactus, and the Silver Surfer did nothing for that.
So Victor warns Reed that he fears their Earth could be next in line for an incursion. Victor is very knowledgeable of the incursions. He explains to the Fantastic Four that when the fabric between two realities tears, the center point of each one is drawn to one another, and once the incursion is successful, both the realities cease to exist. The center of the situation, but no one... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Okay. The center is successful. Both universes cease to exist. The center point is, of course, Earth. Reed and Victor investigate, and they discover 3 anomalies on their Earth, but in the exact same location. We see Steve and his family have grown together on this Earth. Steve with a beard and long hair. James now about 10 and 11 years old. Victor and Reed confront these anomalies, but are shocked to see it's simply a happy family. Steve comes clean and explains to them how he got there. They then warn Steve of what's happening to the multiverse. Steve, personally moved by the Fantastic Four and their heroics in what they did against Galactus, because he was there, agrees to join along their journey to stop it. He leaves Peggy and James, but not before James, who is a big fan of the Fantastic Four, gets an autograph from Mr. Fantastic. Steve returns with them to the Baxter building and meets the rest of the Fantastic Four. It's here where Reed and Victor further discover that only 3 Earths remain, so little time is left. Oh, so like every other Earth is like destroyed at this point in the vast multiverse?
Yeah. Wow.
They also discover that somehow one of the Earths has prevented their own incursions from happening. Reed wants to know how this is possible. Victor proposes traveling to these other Earths with the Fantastic Four, Franklin and Herbie too. Steve and Victor board the Excelsior with a countdown, a doomsday clock, to travel to Earth 616. They're able to do this because the fabric ripping between the 3 Earths is already happening, so they simply aim for a rip tear between the universes. Thor and his adopted daughter Love have journeyed the cosmos together and stopped all evil all around. Love, however, is now suffering nightmares of incursions. Thor goes to Eternity, who warns she's dying due to the collapse of the multiverse. Thor leaves Love somewhere safe and heads to the Excelsior. He knows where he has to go because when they tore through, it caused the space crisis mentioned in the Thunderbolts. Sam Wilson's Avengers. Hold on, let me see if it's okay. Sam Wilson's Avengers are also something. They board the Excelsior and is shocked to see Steve. Thor doesn't even believe it's him until he wields Mjolnir. We saw that in the trailer.
Oh, so that's confirmed. Also,
yeah,
virtually all of this is the same, just with more details to the same plot leaks we've had before.
Yeah.
So we are very much on point here.
They arrive at New Avengers Tower. Sam and Bucky argue over what team should take charge. Scott Lang has a nice moment with Ghost. Steve gets off the Excelsior. Nearly everyone is shocked to see him like Thor was. Steve has nice reunions with Sam, Scott, and Bucky. He also has a nice moment with Yelena where they talk about Natasha. Thor brings the two Avengers groups together by delivering his trailer speech. It's not about Doom, it's about the incursions. That's exactly what I had called. Since Sam's been notified by Shuri, she too knows about the space crisis and was already working on solutions to solve it. Of course she was. The collection of heroes meet the Wakandans, and Steve is shocked to learn T'Challa has passed on. Small group heads to Talokan because in Wakanda, the effects of the space crisis are already seen. Skies are already red, and because of this, Namor has actually used all the water that usually fills in Talokan to create a massive water barrier around it. So Shuri and M'Baku embark there with Sue, Ben, Bucky, Ghost, Falcon, and U.S. Agent. Everyone else stays in Wakanda to look for a solution. Sue uses her powers to break through the barrier, and once they reach Namor, they find he's extremely hostile. He does not want to work with Shuri, so it's here that we see Sue's diplomatic skills put to use. I do like that they're having a Sue Namor thing, because that was always a thing in the comics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She brings the Wakandans and the Talokani together. So these two factions have been at war since Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. But one speech, as we saw in Fantastic Four, one gay little speech from Sue Storm brings everyone together. Because she is the
She's
great
just really
negotiator.
good. Maybe that's her superpower, Marv. Like, she just gives speeches and monologues, and like people just
No, her
fall
superpower is
in
the
love
ability to
and-
push Galactus across the city.
Well, no, that's her second superpower. I'm saying, like, she gives speeches and like manipulates people, and she'd be a really good politician.
Like when she gives everyone, like when everyone's like, give us your baby. And she's like, no, this is why, because family. And everyone's like, oh, okay, Sue. Worst scene in that entire movie. They head back to Wakanda with Namor. And once they return, they find the situation dire. No, so far, there's so many characters in this I don't give a shit about.
Why are we going to Talokan?
Yeah, no solution's been found. Reed even starts to believe the fate of the multiverse always leads to death, but remains open to options nonetheless. Sam suggested doing it diplomatically with no bloodshed, whereas Namor questions bloodshed is the way to go. Scott rules out the quantum realm, bringing up his run-in with Kang. Steve rules out the Infinity Stones, vowing it's why they're in this position to begin with. Victor is awfully quiet during this debate. Reed jokes about Galactus. Could be useful in this situation, but it's the joke that leads Reed down. It's a joke that leads Reed down. Okay, no one knows where he is. It's this joke that leads Reed down a thought. What if they use the same kind of tech they did to displace Galactus? Reed figures if they built 3 cannons, one on each Earth, it would figuratively help separate them from each other. They need to hurry, however, as time is running out, so they split into 3 teams, with one staying in Wakanda to begin construction of their cannon. Wakanda already has advanced tech that can easily mimic what the Fantastic Four did in First Steps. One team heads to Earth 828, specifically the Baxter Building, to construct their cannon there. The last team needs to travel to the other Earth, 10005, and convince the heroes there to listen to the plan. This is deemed the most important task, so very important heroes go. Victor, Reed, Sam, Yelena, Shang-Chi, and Bob. The Sentry. That's your A-team?
That's your A-team.
You have Steve Rogers and Thor.
Yeah, and you send Sam, Yelena, Shang-Chi, and Sentry. I mean, Sentry, yeah. But Sentry being on the same team as
Victor. His
Victor.
powers. He's just Bob.
But he's gonna get one-shotted. He's gonna get one-shotted in this movie. They're gonna, like, Doom is gonna kill him with a flick to the nose, and Sentry's dead.
Victor says he'll join the group later on, however, as he insists he must attend home first. It's also during this debate and splitting up sequence where Steve brings up Loki to Thor. Thor insists that Steve take him to Loki. So instead of the two most powerful members of this team with their magic hammers going to the X-Men world, they make a plan to head to the TVA using the card that Loki gave Steve. Sue and Shuri also have their own thing going on, with Sue confiding in Shuri that she doesn't trust Victor, so they look for other alternatives themselves. The team staying on Earth 616 is Shuri, Sue, Steve, Thor, Ant-Man, and Red Guardian. The team that heads to Earth 828 is Johnny, Thing, Falcon, U.S. Agent, Ghost, and Bucky.
Great.
All right, so Reed, Sam, Yelena, Shang-Chi, and Sentry take a Quinjet to Earth 10005. They land at the X-Mansion, and suddenly Nightcrawler appears aboard and attacks the group. Afterward, they roam the mansion on edge while Nightcrawler lingers in the shadows behind them. They make it to the Danger Room, and this is where Mystique confronts them. Yelena ignores Reed's command and attacks Mystique. It's a good fight. Mystique shapeshifts into Yelena herself, and then Natasha giving Yelena a good scare. Okay, so we're getting a Scarlett Johansson. Yelena does end up getting the upper hand. Shang-Chi fights Gambit. This is described as the most even fight here. No one really gets the upper hand. Reed
But
fights
that's ridiculous.
Deadpool.
That's the Shang-Chi with the rings should be kind of unstoppable. So the fact that him versus they have nerfed Shang-Chi.
Reed fights Deadpool. It'll end with the scene in Deadpool 2 where he sits on Cable's face, with it being Reed's. So wait, Pedro's getting
great.
Ryan Reynolds' crotch in his face?
Yes.
How did they get me to agree to this? Huh, agreed. I insisted. I'm sorry.
That's great.
If there's a scene in this in which Ryan Reynolds slow motion sits on Pedro Pascal's face, I will just walk out of the theater.
You know that's how you know this is real, because that is absolutely going to happen. That is Disney saying, audience, we're with you. We got you.
Cyclops appear. He's not going to be able to not be smiling while it's happening.
I think it's going to be hysterical.
Cyclops appears and fights Sam. Cyclops apparently destroys Sam Wilson here. All this fighting is broken up when Beast emerges. He's the one who breaks out of the stairs in the trailer. Beast takes them to Monica Rambeau, who has been stuck on Earth 10005 and is very sick because of it. Beast explains to Reed that her presence makes their Earth suffer incursions at a faster rate, so Beast had to create an antimatter bomb capable of destroying whole planets. We learned that X-Men like Storm have passed on from prior incursions. The X-Men have lost a lot. Reed also talks with Charles and Magneto. It's here where Reed can convince him of his plan. Gambit flirts with Yelena, which pisses Bob/Sentry off. Back on Earth 616, Steve and Thor depart from their group and head for the TVA. The problem is they find it destroyed and littered with bodies of its agents. Mobius is there, just arriving himself. Mobius helps Steve and Thor locate Loki, who's dead at the bottom of his throne. His heart has been ripped out of his body. Mobius helps Steve and Thor discover a green hooded figure caused this. He even finds exactly where they came from. So Steve and Thor head off to Earth 10005. Meanwhile, Mobius stays behind at the TVA to see what help he can be. Steve and Thor get back to the X-Men Earth before Victor returns himself. They tell everyone that Victor has been playing them. This is when Doom comes back, and he looks, well, now like in the trailers. Reed is very confused and doesn't want to believe Victor has done such a thing. He screams in Victor's face, but unfortunately he has. Victor unleashes about half a dozen Sentinels on the X-Men and the Avengers. The teams combine into one to fight them off. Deadpool, however, dips out of there, vowing to find the proper reinforcements. Doom has a quick fight with Thor where he blocks the Stormbreaker attempt with 2 fingers and hurls Thor away with 1 punch. He also has a good fight against Shang-Chi. He steals and absorbs the 10 rings from him. Shang-Chi doesn't back down, though. He relies on pure MMA to fight Doom, so he gets beat badly. Doom has a great fight against Magneto here. He's trying to MMA him.
I'm Steve Lou. Boom!
Doom has a great fight against Magneto here, where Magneto somewhat does damage against Victor. Victor, however, injures Magneto in the end. Mystique and Nightcrawler both unfortunately die by Doom. During the Sentinel attack, one hurls Yelena, and this finally brings Sentry back out of Bob. He easily destroys all the Sentinels, but because of this, he turns into the Void. The Void attacks the Avengers and X-Men, and this allows Victor to head to Cerebro. He uses Cerebro to locate something, and then plants a device into it that explodes and starts the collapse of the X-Men's universe. Meanwhile, Charles has gone into Bob's mind and reaches Bob. Charles is able to help Bob get rid of the Void entirely and stops its attack. Victor has already secretly infiltrated Herbie as well, who has the Quinjet ready for Victor when he returns with a kidnapped Steve. Reed pleads with Victor, who then delivers his "one day you'll forgive me" line, before leaving. The X-Men and the Avengers have to board the X-Men ship instead and take off to Earth 616 while Earth 10005 ceases to exist from reality. The problem is that when they arrive, they see the team there has been attacked as well. Sue is absolutely furious as Victor has taken Franklin. Before getting there themselves, Victor stopped there and attacked the group and kidnapped Franklin. The Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men have to regroup. Everyone but Thor, that is, heads to okay, so it says everyone but Thor heads to Earth 828 to meet up with the team there at the Baxter Building. People like Bucky are irate that Steve was taken, while Johnny and Ben are irate because Franklin is. Sue tells Reed she's pregnant again, but with a girl this time. Everyone kind of gets their head back into the game here. This is when Sue drops her speech about how wrong they were about Victor. They all vow to stop Victor and save the multiverse using the same powers he stole.
Sue gives another speech to unite the team.
Yeah. Yep, that's Sue.
That's her superpower, is giving speeches.
Yeah, well, she's the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet, Wizard. That's what they said. Thor back on Earth 616 prays to Odin. Odin grants Thor a Valhallian army. This includes Jane Foster, Heimdall, and Loki from Infinity War. The final incursion starts, and it's just Earth 616 versus Earth.
That's such bullshit. Wait, that's such bullshit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
Are you kidding? That's
no.
What? I mean, this is legit. I've read this a few times. It's just so now he's gonna mourn Loki, and then Infinity War.
He's gonna get a new Loki.
Hey brother, how we doing? I'm back.
Like, we get a Loki death and resurrection in the same movie.
Same movie. This is great, guys. This is not fan fiction. This is legit. This is what the movie is going to be, okay? Every time we get these differences, it's slightly different, but the bones is exactly the same. Give you an example, and then we'll get back into this. In the very first iteration of these leaks, which came out over a year ago now, the destruction of Spider-Man's world, of Tobey's world, ends with Loki opening a portal and Hugh Jackman and Spider-Man escape. It's like they escape through that portal so that they're in the final fight. And Loki has been going through and doing timey-wimey portals to pull people into the final fight. So like this was all but the bones of it was Tobey's universe ends and it dies in the very beginning. It's always the same progression. Yeah. It's just minor character changes of where the final fight actually is. Sometimes this Latveria fight was at the TVA, then other times it's back on Latveria, but it's always the same shit. Go on.
Final incursion starts as Earth 616 versus 828. I hate that it's 616 because 616 is the Marvel Comics universe.
It shouldn't be 616.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, Avengers, and X-Men come to Latveria from the Baxter Building, while Thor and his army come from Earth on the horizon. Victor has Steve back at his castle in Latveria. Franklin is there too. Turns out Victor was simply picking up on what Steve was telling about Loki. When he said he had to go home, Victor did go home, but he had his second in command, Dr. Strange, locate the TVA for him. They went to it and both destroyed and killed everyone there. Doom personally ripped. So this is our Doctor Strange?
No, it's going to be dark, evil Strange.
Okay, because in the Secret Wars comic book that this is all based off of, the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, Doom does work with Doctor Strange. Strange realizes that Doom is the only way that all of existence isn't going to end.
Doom is going to have a cabal of people that he works with, and the roster of that keeps changing. Doom, Strange, Doctor Strange has been one of them.
We're about to see what it is here.
Yeah.
So they both destroyed and killed everyone there. Doom personally ripped out Loki's heart. His heart is now in view along with some sort of book. This is where Victor comes clean to Steve. Victor says to Steve that he was much like him, a family man. Victor studied the multiverse long before it started to collapse. He met his wife, Valeria, and had a son with her. So one day, 10 years ago, when he was conducting a routine experiment, an anomaly happened when Loki moved Steve to Earth 828, which caused the experiment to go haywire. It caused his wife and son to die, along with horrendously disfiguring him. This is why he prefers to be seen in armor. He reveals his 3 witches as well. One transforms into Peggy and brings out a complacent James. Steve is horrified when Victor goes tit for tat and murders James in front of him. The three witches are Death, which is Aubrey Plaza in the green, the Ancient One in orange, and Clea, who we don't even know, in purple. Victor corrupted both Strange and Clea. Okay, so this is our Doctor
so it is. Okay, so it is our Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So it ties into. So Mom was overall was a useless movie.
Yeah. So because we didn't get another Doctor Strange, Victor corrupted both Strange and Clea when they went into the dark dimension, to something and save his multiverse. Victor sits on his throne as he prepares his team and Doombots against the invaders. He orders Strange to start conducting a spell from the book using both Loki's heart and Franklin himself. A Hulk variant is also part of Victor's team here. Okay. Victor's main purpose here is simple: allow the final incursion to happen and reshape the multiverse to resurrect his dead family. To catch everyone up to speed, this is the final climactic battle, Act 3. The heroes come to Latveria from the Baxter Building, while Thor and his new Valhallian army come from Earth 616. Doom and his team have prepared for this attack. He has his three witches, the Hulk variant, and hundreds of Doombots. Deadpool makes his return after ditching the heroes on Earth 10005. He comes with Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Captain Marvel, etc. Now there's quite a lot that happens in this final battle, much like any Avengers final battle. So to make it easier for you all, the Thing fights the Hulk variant. Namor and Shuri work together. Namor causes the destruction of many Doombots with a tsunami. Doctor Strange is the only one from Doom's team that doesn't participate. This is because he's doing the spell that involves Franklin, Loki's heart, and the book Doom stole from Earth 10005. Doom will fight Thor again, and Thor does lose his arm. Doom tears it off. Bucky is the big death to happen. Doom murders him, which brings the Avengers and Thunderbolts together once and for all. Steve really gets traumatized by Doom murdering both James and Bucky. Sentry has his biggest moment and tries to slow the incursion between the two Earths to buy the heroes time. He does so by stopping it for a good chunk of time with his bare hands. Cyclops, Sam, and Reed are the only three to get inside Doom's castle. They fight Doom and actually do quite well, but in the end, it's just too late. The heroes simply run out of time. Strange nearly does so himself, but completes the spell in time. Because of this, Victor can finally reshape the multiverse. So when reality ceases to exist, we're now on Battle World. Victor has gotten what he wanted. Hold on. Okay, so because of this, Victor can reshape the multiverse. So while reality ceases to exist, Victor saves it. We're now on Battle World. Victor has gotten what he wanted. His family is back. Sue as his wife, Franklin as his son. A girl is there too, the unborn daughter of Sue. He's also resurrected Steve to be Captain Hydra and join his team. Along with him is Namor and Thor with the Valhallian army now as the Thor Corps. Deadpool is part of his core too. Strange, Death, Clea, and the Ancient One all remain. Everyone has simply forgotten who they were, where they come from. They only know Doom as their god. We end eerily similar to Infinity War. Doom sits down on his throne and has won. Battle World is remnants of the Earths involved in the final incursion. 616 and 828. Remnants of Baxter Building and Avengers Tower will be seen. His castle stays intact. So there you go.
Doomsday. Why is Death working for? Why is it not Wanda?
Because Elizabeth Olsen probably didn't want to do it.
Oh no, she's in Secret Wars. She's in Secret Wars. Yeah. She's a catalyst for the conclusion of Secret Wars. It's
Deadpool just showing up with Captain Marvel and Tom Holland Spider-Man is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But that keeps switching out. That's the point. There is a more heroes show up, and in the past it was Loki bringing them in, and Toby was part of that. So now it's Tom Holland is now the Spider-Man in there, and maybe it is like they are still active. Like there you go. There's the next phase of Bones. I'm sure that is the final leak. I think that's it because we are in August, and December's coming soon. December's almost here. So I think
they might still have that's the movie. Now, I have heard that in Secret War, it's like Tom Holland and Toby and Hugh Jackman all remember like the real world.
Yes, that's what we don't. There's going to be a shot of like the remaining team who remembers, and we also don't know.
I'm
who
sure it'll
those
be Captain
people are
Marvel.
going to be. Well, no, it's supposed to. We know that it's supposed to be Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire have a lot to do in Secret Wars. That they are like the A team of Secret Wars. They're like the protagonist.
I've heard Tom Holland also is like.
I would hope so, but if he's going to be
if he's going to,
well, especially now, yeah. and that Wanda is going to make an appearance, and it is going to be the same Doctor Strange mom, Wanda. She comes back, so she didn't die via getting crushed. There was a question on there. I wanted to answer. Our Gentum says, "Wait, what? He didn't want his dead wife and son back? No, that's it. Sue Storm and Franklin is his child and his wife from his universe. Like the Victor from the
I thought he's from the same universe as Reed.
They're going to play it out like he replaced the Doom of that universe.
Oh, okay.
That's why she doesn't trust this Victor.
Well, so in the Hickman Secret War, Battle World is not just composed of 2 Earths. It's composed of like there's like 40 different like areas of Battle World. Like Age of Apocalypse is one. And so you have all of these like areas that are based off of different universes. And there is like a Baron who oversees them. Like Apocalypse runs Age of Apocalypse. And they all answer to Doom, who is the God Emperor of Battle World. And the very southern part of Battle World is a wall, which is purposely a ripoff of the wall in Game of Thrones, because that keeps out the 3 most deadly worlds. Essentially, like if that wall ever came down, those 3 worlds would overrun Battle World. One of them is the Marvel Zombies. One of them is an all Ultron world, and the other is the Annihilation Wave.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and but then there's Manhattan, which is where all of the heroes who had gotten into like basically like were protected from the reforming of the multiverse. And it's like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and like a bunch of other people are like your heroes that are opposing Doom. Reed Richards is one of them too.
I think this movie's too intense for general audiences.
Yeah.
I do.
Like,
I think there hasn't been enough build up for it. And after having read this version of it, I just don't think general audiences are going to be able to follow along and be able to keep up.
Having Steve be Captain Hydra in Secret War is going to be dumb. Like Steve should be leading the charge.
Well, it's only going to be temporary when Iron Man and the classic. There's going to be the original Avengers show up.
Well, so one of the things that I had heard was that they go to like Asgard is like a casino. Have you heard about that?
In Secret War?
Yeah.
I have not heard that one.
I heard Asgard is like a casino and Loki is in charge of it. And Loki's basically like a crime lord. And when they're in the casino, they see like at the bar, like drunk and like off his ass and down is Tony Stark.
Oh,
and Peter sees him and they get Tony Stark to recreate his armor and come help them.
Great. There you go. That's your triumphant comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But like in Battle World, Doom has like literal god level powers, and in Secret War, Reed was the one opposing him. So I'm assuming in this it'll be Tony Stark.
Probably because people don't really care for if Pedro Pascal is taking a crotch to the face. Then that is
the main thing that we've heard that he's doing in this, is that he's the only thing he's doing is taking Deadpool's balls to his face.
I mean, everybody. So in Doomsday, everybody dies though. Like we watch them all die, and then they all get resurrected again. But the fact, like, we're gonna see Loki die twice. Like Thor loses his arm. I think that's okay with the Thor losing his arm because then he gets the metal arm, which is pretty cool from the comics.
Yeah. We also haven't seen what do you call it? We didn't see Ant-Man die there.
Fair enough. But maybe he does just
maybe it's in Secret War.
Maybe it's in Secret War. That would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's something we do know is going to happen, is that Ant-Man's going to die permanently.
Yes, we have heard that. Did you see like the girl that played Cassie recently was talking about how like, well, you know, if you really want Ant-Man 4, just show them that there's a demand for it. I'm like, there was no demand for Ant-Man 3. Why would there be a demand
Or
for
2.
Ant-Man 4?
Or 2. 2. I think back on 2, and I'm like, that's where Marvel started to decline for me, was Ant-Man and the Wasp. That movie sucks. That is a boring movie.
You mean just regular Ant-Man and the Wasp, not Quantumania? Pro thinks that Quantumania is the worst movie in the entire Marvel universe.
I haven't seen
I
it.
disagree.
I have no interest.
Yeah, I don't agree. I still think it's Fantastic Four, but Reed Richards cannot be Doom's arch nemesis in this. It's got to be Steve and Tony.
So it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. versus Robert Downey Jr.
Basically, yes.
So that's why. I mean, you can't do any. When does Vision Quest come out, and is that finished before Doomsday? Because
soon.
Avengers needs to go on ice after Doomsday. You can't do anything Marvel until Secret Wars next Christmas, really.
So do they not have anything coming out until before Secret War? I don't think they do.
Vision Quest is the next Disney Plus show.
Vision Quest is October 14th, 2026, so it's before Doomsday.
So it'll be finished before Doomsday, and then that's it. So Vision Quest, and we also, and maybe that's why Wonder Man was canceled. Maybe that's why everything was canceled. It's because they're not pushing any Disney Plus slop until after the Avengers movies are done.
I don't know.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah,
that's wild.
All right,
we have to clip this, and we have to post this as a clip. That's a great video.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the chat.
Wow.
Your channel wizard, a 50 banger.
$50 from Fall Hard. Marv is correct about Potts. She took the money and ran. That's why marriage is a scam, along with college and insurance.
I got
college and insurance. I have conspiracies within conspiracies. Join the crazy side together. We will rule this simulation. Thank you for that,
fantastic.
Fall Hard. Very kind of you. 50 banger. Appreciate that very, very much.
Well, I'm for Empire. You're going to let a 50 banger go unanswered like that? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Also on your channel.
Kamchi for a 5 says, basically, it's a horrible reboot that removes all the other Marvel movies to get a better pull, but instead a dud with few worst possibly after Doomsday. Marv, I think I don't know what's going to... I can't even begin to speculate, because I think Spider-Man really changed the game here. I think when the marketing cranks up on this movie, there is a chance that people go thinking that I got to see Toby and Wolverine.
I just keep thinking, Wizard, about Deadpool's crotch. Of all the people for it to happen to. Like, do you think they put it in the con? Yeah.
That's the point. It's they're zinging Pedro Pascal. Oh, wait. Have you seen, just while we're on the topic, have you seen those like cringy pillows that you find at like Comic-Cons that have like kind of gay sayings on them, but it's like a picture of Pedro Pascal. It's like a pillow, but it's a picture of Pedro Pascal, and it says on it like I'll hold your head, daddy, or it's like it's ultra cringe, right? So you haven't seen that. All right, I will have to send you a picture off screen.
I'm happy with not seeing something like that, but
no, it's like a gag gift. It's funny. So chat, I'm going to tell you a secret. You can't spoil it because we're going to be together in just a few days. We're all going to be together. I bought one of those, and I'm going to give it to Ryan in person when we're doing F&D next week. Like while I'm going to be like, hey, Ryan, I got you something. And it's the Pedro Pascal, like, I'll hold your head, daddy.
Why would you say that on the air? They're all going to tell Ryan now.
Well, we got to set that up. Well, don't do it. Don't do it. This is between us in the chat.
If that's what you think is going to happen, okay. Captain Phantom Nerd, member for 6 months, says, good evening. My niece loves Spider-Man. I'm glad to hear that. I am very glad to hear that.
Good. Very good.
Hi boy, sends 67 joules for 6-7.
6-7.
Indeed. Over on yours.
Camchi for a 5 says, so here one of the scenarios can happen after this from likely, the less likely. Swap heroes with no change in MCU, fake reboot, nothing changes, actual reboot fix. Yeah, look, I don't know what's gonna happen. As like, they're doing these movies as big crossovers. Like, it's out of desperation. We don't know where that all lands or what they do, but just imagine this. Like, it's gonna have to, when this is all said and done, it's gonna have to be like a normal sunny day back on Earth. Like nothing ever happened. Here's Shang-Chi 2. Here's the Eternals 2, and it's got to pick up where those movies ended.
Yeah. The fact that they didn't get a Doctor Strange 3, and now it's just like, oh, Charlize Theron and Doctor Strange are just working for Doom.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. Strange was corrupted by the Darkhold. So,
or plot
like
convenience.
It felt like that they were trying to get that. Like they were trying to get a Doctor Strange 3 to happen before Avengers, but that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I guess this makes sense, kind of. But like, okay, we don't know who Clea is. Why should we care?
Right.
And then the first time we're actually seeing her in action, she's a villain. How is Lady Death, working for Doom? That is stupid. That makes no sense. They should not be doing that.
Yeah, no.
They should not be doing it. It would make more sense if it was Agatha.
Why isn't it Agatha? Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Why isn't it Agatha?
And who's the Ancient One? How is it the Ancient One? How does that make any sense?
Different Ancient One from a different world.
Okay, well, yeah, then that makes sense. Maybe she'll have hair this time.
I don't know.
Tilda Swinton, she's a little strange.
She's a little strange.
All
right, Wizard.
Great actress.
So we don't really have time for another story. We only got 9 minutes left. So anything else you got on your mind?
I am going to be like I said, I'm probably going to be streaming like later on. I have to pack. I have not begun packing at all.
Are you going to you're going to Vegas?
Yeah, we're heading out tomorrow. So
originally I was going to go to Vegas. I had planned on a couple months ago, and then I decided not to because I'm going away in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, go do that instead. This is another work trip. It's another work trip, but with friends. So,
well, if I had gone, it would have been a work trip too, because G&G. So,
right, yeah. So yeah, it's a work trip with friends, but go on the vacation one instead, because we still have. Yeah. I still feel like I'm making up for lost time with doing videos with.
I couldn't imagine going away again right now. Like so.
That's how I feel, and I'm about to get on a plane tomorrow. But I'm staying with family, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good.
We don't get to see them very much.
So Doom taking the 10 rings also was an interesting thing. Like they built the 10 rings up so much for Doom to just take them.
Doom is supposed to absorb. One of the versions here. It looks like they needed something to give Professor X to do. So fixing the void is what they're giving him to do. Because previously,
is he going to die in the process?
Maybe, but in previous versions, it was Doom absorbs the void and gets his powers. Like uses magic to completely absorb the void, killing Bill Sentry, like killing him, and then gaining the powers of the void magically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the versions.
I mean, I like the idea of Xavier helping the Sentry with the void, but
there are things I'm sure that they've now added here. They are plussing this movie to death of adding shit.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to obviously. So, do you think Mark Ruffalo is going to they drag Mark Ruffalo out to be the Maestro, or do you think it's just going to have a CGI Hulk?
CGI Hulk. It's not going to be Mark Ruffalo. I don't know, maybe, but clearly
CGI Hulk versus CGI thing.
Well, they're going to save it for Hulk to defeat the Maestro in Secret Wars.
Man, if only the Thing had done anything cool in the Fantastic Four First Steps, maybe we'd care about him fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, no. Well, I think you're going to see where Maestro punches the Thing and there's rocks falling off of him, like in the comics. Like,
yeah, I hope so.
I mean, look, Maestro has taken control of Battle World too. Like even that was the recent Secret Wars from like 2015, 2016.
That's
like,
the one we're talking about here.
Well, that's the that's the one, yeah, with Maestro in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man.
Do you think they're gonna like pull Toby and Hugh into the final battle also?
I think they're gonna save them for they'll show up at the end as setups for like, hey, they didn't die in the beginning like we thought they did. They're gonna be our heroes next time. You got to come back next time.
So you think we're gonna see the core team at the end of this movie?
You have to. You have to end this thing on a cliffhanger to set up of a reason to come back. If it's just Doom wins, then you're going to lose people for Secret Wars. You have to end this with something.
Infinity War was just. I guess yeah. With Infinity War, we did the Captain Marvel thing at the end.
Yes.
So,
but we also
anyone knew whether that was something that was they wanted.
We also thought it was supposed to be like Infinity War Part 2, like with the announcements and like sure, yeah, we know it's Doomsday and then Secret Wars, but there needs to be something else, and I think it's going to be like here's what the team is. There is movies in between that. There are no movies this time. There's nothing in between.
What I would do is I would have Tom Holland waking up on Battle World, completely confused, wondering what the hell happened, and as he's about to like go running out into the street, a web comes down and grabs him and yanks him up, and it's Toby, and he's like, "Hey, Peter One," and then like Wolverine walks out and he's just like, "We got work to do, bub," or something like that.
And then Henry Cavill walks out as the other Wolverine. So it's 2 Wolverines and 2 Spider-Men.
Cavalrine.
Yeah. Howard the Duck opens the door and steps in.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
But like anything's possible, man.
So hope you have fun in Vegas. Don't lose your beard at the blackjack table.
Oh man. I don't gamble. But I'll be busy making videos. We're trying to crank out videos every day now. We're too busy.
Awesome.
I'm hardly going to be around.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out the M4 Empire. I have a video that just dropped over on the M4 Empire, dropped 6 minutes ago, about Spider-Man and what it has done to DC. So make sure you check that out. I'll be back for M4 Cast AM at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So please check that out Monday through Friday. Wizard, do you want to close us out?
Yes, my friends, until next time, create. Go check out my gaming channel called Wizard Fights Everyone. That would be cool because that's where I'm streaming games now. It's unmonetized. It's more of a casual hangout stream place, but Wizard Fights Everyone. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and cancel Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oop, I do not have the right ending video. So yeah, cancel that Disney Plus. You should totally do that. That is a thing that should happen.
Yes, it should.
Yes, it should. 100%.
I'm looking forward to.
Crossfire, caught up in the fandom flame. Crossfire, nothing in pop culture safe. Wizard casting truth bombs, mom bringing the fire. When the hot takes hit, you're in the culture crowd.